Good morning, everyone. So, Saagar, we've got a new Prime Minister of Britain.
That's right.
What's going on?
Boris Johnson will assume his office tomorrow. We also have the Hill's political correspondent to break down some analysis for us.
Oh, yeah, that's
new
an interesting one.
polling on the illegal immigration in the Democratic Party, and a lot more coming up today. So we'll see all of that today on Rising.
All right, Saagar, what are you looking at?
Well, some new polling is out, which fulfills a prophecy I made on this show after the first Democratic debate, in which I had a segment about immigration insanity. If we'll all recall, during the first Democratic debate, Joaquin Castro challenged all of his compatriots on the stage to say if they supported decriminalizing illegal immigration, and later there was a pledge made in order to support health insurance for illegal immigrants. Well, turns out that is a complete polling disaster. We have a new poll from NPR, PBS NewsHour, and Marist showing that 66% of the American people think that decriminalizing illegal border crossings is a bad idea, and 62% think that a national health insurance program for illegal immigrants is also a bad idea. And as I said at the time, what this means is that Democrats need to focus on their core message against the president, which is that the economy is structurally flawed and that everybody should be entitled to health care. Now, I'm not saying I agree with these ideas. I don't even necessarily want them to propagate, but it doesn't take a genius to look at these things and to figure out that by going this far, you are making it so that if you do not accept the rule of law, that you look like a lawless party. That's not just a Republican talking point. The Center for American Progress came out yesterday. That's a liberal think tank. Yes, I know it's a Hillary Clinton-backed think tank, but it came out yesterday and said that Democrats have ceded their approval for the rule of law to the Republican Party, meaning that any Republican proposal which limits illegal immigration, or at least says that we need order in this country whenever it comes to our asylum process, triumphs amongst the American people, because that is how far the Democrats have gone whenever it comes to the immigration issue. Now, Trump is grinning throughout all of this. Recall, that was one of the only things that he tweeted about the first night of the Democratic primary, or the Democratic debate. It's something that all Republicans who watched said that would be their death knell, and this is just the first sign, Crystal, of many, many ads replaying that moment to come during the debate.
I see it a little differently.
Well, 27% of people agree with you.
Number one, to start with, if you were to poll institutionalized cruelty at the border, I don't think that would poll very well. I don't think the Muslim ban polled very well. I don't think kids in cages polls very well. So the president has his own extraordinarily unpopular
But that's kind of what I get at, which is that's kind of what I'm getting at, though, which is that all of those things at least concede that we need a rule of law and some sort of order whenever it comes to holding people or people crossing our border illegally.
There have been few things that have provoked as much of a backlash in this administration than the Muslim ban, the policy of family separation. Those have been horrific stains on this presidency.
But this is the equivalent of a Muslim ban.
But even
that's the thing.
Putting that aside, I, for one, am happy, delighted to see a Democratic Party that actually wants to put their morals where their mouth is, rather than going down a list of poll-tested answers and saying this polls well, this polls well, this polls well, we're going to pretend we don't support this, even though people know that actually that's where we want to be. Because you know, and I think you agree with some of this, my view of politics is that it's much less about, okay, where do I line up with this person and that person, and much more about, do I think this person is full of shit, or do I think that they're telling the truth?
Right.
So when I see things like this, when I see in certain instances Democrats standing up for positions that are profoundly unpopular, I say good for them. Good for them that they're actually willing to walk the walk.
But to be honest,
that is my
I think that other than Joaquin Castro, the rest of the people on that stage are full of shit. And that they are doing this. Julian Castro, all of these people are full of shit because they don't agree with this. They're only doing it
Some of them are.
Yes, all of them are just doing it so they don't get attacked on Twitter by the social justice mob.
There's a handful, and you can tell. I mean, this is one of the things, like, human beings are very bad at certain things, right? We're very bad with numbers. We're very bad at extrapolating our experience to, like, a broad, we think everything that happens to us is happening to everybody, and we extrapolate from that. We're very bad at things like that. We are very good at judging BS. And you could tell, I mean, we could go down the list of every single person on stage. This person believes what they're saying. This person is just like seizing on the moment for opportunistic game. I wouldn't say that Julian's the only one. I think that, I think Senator Sanders is certainly very genuine in his views. And when you look at the fact that he and Biden are the two that poll the best against Trump, and they are on opposite ends of the ideological spectrum, that tells you everything you need to know about how fixated people are on exactly where your positioning is on a left-to-right spectrum.